4 tips to win online games in PES 2021 mobile. Don't click away guys, trust me, you will want to watch this video to the end. Before we start this video, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. Thanks for getting me to 820 subscribers. And also, thanks to all you viewers out there who helped me get 15,000 views on my skills tutorial video. I am really grateful for that. I am really grateful. Please keep on supporting. If you haven't seen the video, be sure to check it out. It's still, in my channel. Alright guys, so let's kick off this video now. First tip we'll be addressing is actually a request from one of my subscribers, and I looked at this request. It actually, it's quite important, and I found out many people do not know how to do this, and that is turning against defenders. You'd normally notice that when you give the ball to your center forwards and you have a center back behind you, most people usually lose the ball at that point. And now I'm going to tell you guys how to successfully turn against a center back. Now, to perform this skill, what you actually need to do is to have quick eyes and also quick fingers. So what you want to do now, as you can see, Messi's on the ball and I have Rodri behind him. So what you want to do now is to observe what direction does this defender tend to attack me from. Is it the left or is it the right? And as you know, the defender will obviously try to get the ball from you, which will involve him picking a side to mark you from. So you would have to be very observant to monitor what side he's approaching from. So what you want to do is to let go of the dash button. You have to, let go of the dash button. Your finger should only be on the directional stick. And in a situation where, it's hard to determine what direction the center back wants to attack you from, all you have to do is let go of your directional stick. Just take your fingers off all the buttons on the screen, and that will automatically make your player protect the ball. So you can, protect the ball till you're able to determine, okay, this is the direction he's coming from, therefore I should go the opposite direction. And to do this, dribble, you shouldn't have your fingers on the dash button. I just said that because you need to be quite slow when doing it. And then there are some situations where you lose the ball due to all the pressure on you. Like for example here, I have 3 defenders now approaching me, and it's quite obvious I'm going to lose the ball. Now, doing this skill is also great for creating attacking opportunities, not just for your center forward. You'll notice that while you do this, I call it driving. While you drive the defender, you notice that your other forwards starts running into the box. So it's like buying time doing that. And also in most cases, I actually do get free and I take the shots by myself, without passing. So for our next tip of the day, we have dribbling successfully. Most of you would notice, when you have an opposition nearby about to attack you, you'd have to start, what direction do I swipe to perform the double touch? What direction do I swipe to perform the Marcel turn? Now I'm going to show you guys the easiest thing you could do to escape that defender. This is the easiest way to dribble. It's the easiest trick to dribble. Now what you want to do in this situation, if you have an opposition in front of you and you want to dribble that person, what you have to do is to swipe towards the direction that that player was coming from, the opposition player. You have to swipe towards the direction he was coming from. It's like turning him inside out. You shouldn't be too particular on what skill you want to perform, because the main objective is to get away from the opposition. So by doing this, the normal dribbling process, tap the dash button and then swipe towards the direction the opposition player is coming from. Now there's a 90% chance that you will completely escape that player, the opposition defense. So the reason for this, you want to take the ball towards a place that the player can't easily turn to, which will be directly behind him. But if you end up swiping towards a direction he is going to, you would see that he will easily follow you to that direction. And if your player doesn't have a high dribbling ability and very good stamina and strength, you will lose the ball. So we move on to the third tip for the day. Lots of people do not understand what these manager details mean. Apart from the first 2, the attacking styles and the build up, the rest they do not understand what they mean. So this third tip, we'll be looking at the defensive style. Now basically, if you have a manager with the frontline pressure defensive style, what you want to do is to have a DMF with the destroyer playing style. The frontline pressure means that they tend to stop the opposition's attack from way above the field. And if you read about the destroyers, you notice that that is what they do. That's what they are meant for. They tend to keep attacks at bay. They do not allow opposition attacks to get into their own box. They don't wait till the opposition comes towards their own pitch. They want to keep the attacks, far from their own half. And on that same note, if you are using a manager with a defensive style, the all-out defensive style, you'd want to get a DMF who has the anchorman playing style. The only anchorman I have among my players is Barry. I'm not saying you must use Barry. You could use, I bet, Rodri is an anchorman. Lots of anchormen in the game. So if your manager uses the all-out defense, you'd want to have an anchorman as a DMF. And why do you want to do this? Now, all-out defense means most of your players drop back to defend. The defensive line tends to get quite low. And in a way, anchormen are kind of like the center backs. They're like a forward center back. And that's why you want them in a situation where the defensive style is the all-out defense, because you know that they will surely be there, behind, doing the defensive work. And finally, we come down to tip number 4, the last but not least tip for the day, and it has to do with the offside trap, the autoplay offside trap. Now, many people just turn on this setting or turn it off, regardless of whatever it means. But this is actually the situation when you should turn off the offside trap. If you have two center backs with the build-up playing style, you will not want to turn on the offside trap. Why? Because the build-up center backs, they tend to lay back in the box. But in a situation where you use, defenders like Ramos with the extra front man playing style, which means they clearly play a high line, and then you use a destroyer, for example, Koulibaly or Puyo, obviously destroyers are quite aggressive and they often play the high line. So in this situation, let's say if you have a combination Koulibaly and Sergio Ramos, you would definitely want to have the offside trap on, and turning this off would actually be suicide. So if you have combinations like this, two destroyers, two extra front men, an extra front man and a destroyer, please turn on the offside trap. And with that said, that will bring us to the end of this video. These tips are actually very, very useful if you put them into practice. I've worked on this for a long time, and I decided to share this with you guys out there. I know you guys will find this useful. Like any other skill, practice, it will make you better and all that. So that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Stay tuned for more, and thanks again.